Hey guys, Peter here to do an EP review, and today I'm here to tell you all about Age of Defiance, the brand new EP from Prong, out November 29th on Steamhammer. The EP has 5 tracks, 16 minutes in length, and this is their 5th in band's history. Alright, let's break this down. Let's talk a little bit about the tracks. Let's give you guys a little bit of an insight. The EP offers 5 tracks, like I said. The first 2 are brand new songs, never released before, and then the last 3 are live recordings of previously released tracks. In my opinion, this EP really is going to bridge a time period between 2 records. Their previous release, 0 Days, and a future release, which I believe is coming out towards the end of 2020 or beginning of 2021, within that time frame. So this is just really something for the fans to munch on, something for fans to digest, and give them something to listen to until a new album comes out. I don't believe the band wanted to have a really long break between 2 full-length records, so by putting together this EP, it really gives the fans something to listen to until a new album comes out from the band. Now, the 3 live recordings were done in 2015 in Berlin during a headlining tour that they did in Europe, and like I said, the first 2 songs are brand new unreleased tracks, and in my opinion, from those 2 songs you get a little bit of old Prong and you get a little bit of new Prong. They're 2 very distinct, very different tracks sound-wise. They really offer 2 different avenues as far as sound is concerned, as far as this band goes. Overall, I really feel like this EP is very consistent and forward-looking. It has a very good connection between the studio tracks, the brand new unreleased tracks, and the live songs. They were able to create an EP that just merges those 2 worlds together perfectly well, giving the overall sound a lot of consistency, making it very robust. You don't necessarily feel a break between the 2 studio tracks and the 3 live tracks. The live tracks were really well done, really well put together, so there is a sense of continuity. There's a sense of Prong giving you a little bit of the past, giving you a little bit of the present, and also giving you a little bit of a glimpse into the future with this release. Now, as far as songs are concerned, I want to talk about the 2 never released tracks, the 2 brand new tracks on the album, which is Age of Defiance and The End of Sanity, and then the 3 live songs, because they've been previously released. I'm just going to talk about them in general as a global, as 3 tracks, 3 live tracks, and not really break down each single one of them, because obviously they've been out before, they've been out for a very long time. These songs were released in the early 90s, early mid 90s, so everybody's very familiar with them. But let's start off with the first track on the EP, Age of Defiance, also the name of the record. This song brings, in my opinion, a little bit of a new sound, a new side of Prong, if you will. Groovier, fresh, with a really presence in today's modern metal scene and metal sound. So I really feel like this is perhaps a step forward for the band, going into a different direction, not completely departure from their past sound, but definitely giving the fans a glimpse into what the future sound of Prong has in store for them. It has a great chorus, really hooky, really catchy. The simplicity of the lyrics in the chorus really adds to that. It makes it more memorable, makes it more hooky, makes it more catchy, so it works extremely well. Tommy Victor's voice is perfect. It really adds that flavor of Prong that allows this song to have a little bit of that present sound, but still have a little bit of their old feel that the band has. His voice to me does that. So it doesn't matter where their sound goes, because his voice hasn't changed at all. His voice is still magnificent after all these years. That allows the song to sound fresh and new, but still be connected to the band and connected to their roots and to their past. I really like this song. Perfect opening track for this EP. Next comes The End of Sanity, a song that has a lot more of that Prong DNA, has a lot of more roots in the past sound of the band. It really has a mixture of thrash, hardcore, and crossover. I really feel like all of those 3 genres really come together in this track. And obviously you get the unmistakable vocals of Tommy Victor. Adding backing vocals on this track to me was really one of the key components to really give this song that heavier crossover feel, that hardcore feel to the song, because the music is already there, that feel's already there in the sound, but they needed something to give that more robust feel to the vocals, and they did that by adding backing vocals, layers of the backing vocals, not only in the verses, but they did that as well in the chorus. They didn't do it throughout the verses, they didn't do it throughout the chorus, they just sprinkled them in specific portions of the verses and the chorus, but it just gave more volume to the vocals, it gave a thicker sound to them. I really like that approach. I really like that feel. It makes the song almost feel like a live track, even though it isn't. It's a studio recording, but it gives this sense of being a live song, a song that's perhaps recorded in a live setting. It just gives it that feel, and then it merges perfectly well to the 3 songs that come after, which they're all live recordings. So I really like the way the EP is structured by putting the first song, Age of Defiance, a much newer sounding song from Prong, if you will. Then the second song, End of Sanity, that has a little bit more of that live feel to the way it's constructed, to the way it's built, to the way it sounds. And then that merges perfectly well with the 3 next tracks. They're all live recordings, which is Rude Awakening, Another Woodley Device, and Cut Rate. So to me, that middle song really merges the EP together with the live tracks and works extremely well, making the structure, the overall structure of the EP really solid, really concise, really powerful. Now the 3 live songs, like I mentioned, Rude Awakening, the original was released in 1996, was part of Rude Awakening, that album. The other 2, Another Worldly Device and Cut Rate, were both part of Cleansing that came out in 1994. So all of these 3 songs were previously released, like I said, in the I said it earlier, in the early 90s to mid 90s, and now they were recorded during a live performance in Berlin, like I said as well, in 2015. So you get these 3 live songs that, while being live, they don't necessarily sound like your traditional live tracks. And that to me was very interesting, because as I started listening to them, they almost felt to me that they were recorded in a live setting, but almost a studio live setting, not a real live environment. That is very important for the overall sound of the EP, because it allows that track, the End of Sanity, the second track on it, to really be the gap merger that really merges the unreleased tracks with the live songs. So overall, it gives that sense of continuity. It doesn't give necessarily a sense of a break, that you have 2 studio tracks and 3 live tracks, and they have this difference between them. There is a slight difference when you listen to it. You can totally tell there is a slight difference on the recording side of things, but the production on these 3 live songs is absolutely phenomenal, and it's really clean, really well put together, and it's an added value to the overall sound of the record, to the overall sound of this EP. So I really like what they did with the 3 songs that they recorded live. I really like the production aspect of it, and I really like how well they merge with the 2 unreleased songs. So overall, you have a very solid 5-track EP. You don't have something that feels like it's made up of bits and pieces that were just put together in order to have a release for the fans. So I really enjoy this from Prong. The 2 unreleased tracks really have me salivating for what this band is going to offer the fans with their next full-length album. It just has a lot of condiments. It doesn't answer any questions. It just creates more questions than answers as far as the future of the band is concerned. But I believe, based on this EP, the future is bright. And Tommy Victor's vocals are absolutely phenomenal here. So this guy has a voice that's just like a fine wine. It just gets better with age. So I'm definitely looking forward to a future release. I'm really hoping it comes out towards the end of 2020 and they don't make the fans wait until 2021. And it just has me excited about the prospects, because I really enjoy the 2 new tracks, and I really enjoy the overall feel that this EP had to offer. Alright guys, this is it from me. This is Prong, Age of Defiance, out November 29 on Steamhammer. Let me know your thoughts on the band, on the singles. Use the comment section below. I'll be reading those as always and getting back to you. Take care guys.